as I continue my crime spree, I was working at Hula Hands in Bayonne. Um, while I was working, I went to fill for my green card. I know I wasn't gonna get it, but I approved for it, and that was the one of the trick when immigration started really going after felons, immigrants, people that commit felon and they're not U.S. citizen. So they locked me up for a year and a half. A year and a half, and um, I came home after a year. No, a year, while I was fighting immigration. So when I came home, I saw the drug game was dead. It wasn't worth going to jail for in Jersey City. So and I was a good worker. I just call up Hula Hands. I asked where the manager Keith. They told me he and this other Hula Hand. So I got the number. I called him up. I was like, Keith, I just got out of jail or whatever, and I need a job. And he gay. He married to the owner of the owner's son of the Hula Hands, or the owner of the Hula Hands or whatever. The Twin Tower fags. They always after men. Anyway, I was a good worker. I just called him up. He told me come fill out the application. He gave me a job, and I gave them hell in that restaurant. You know, I don't even want to dig into that, but I gave them hell in Hula Hands, and I got my job back, and it got to a point I got frustrated with how I was being treated on Saturdays, Fridays, the busiest days. It's supposed to be about 3 to 4 people working there. And they keep me there by myself, trying to punish me or make me quit or whatever. I quit when I wanted. But I did all the job by myself. 3 people supposed to be there at least on Friday and Saturday. They put me there by myself. And I could say I used to throw like 100 plate of food in a minute. Fresh food too. Hula Hands could tell you that. That's how fast I was. That's how good worker I was to call them back, tell them to give me my job back. 100 plate of food a minute. So y'all know I was fast. So anyway, I quit it, and I called Social Security on them because I went to school for restaurant management, and I went for culinary classes course, and I graduate everything. I got served safe. They didn't want to pay me. People that don't even have nothing, no paperwork. This restaurant don't have no paperwork. So me, I got my papers, I got work authorization, and I went to school, served safe. Not too many people got it. I got all that stuff from the restaurant. I took a course for restaurant management at Union County College. I passed it. So anyway, I quit it, and I called Social Security. I got my money. I started getting paid after a while. While I was collecting, or before I collect my Social Security, I was working under the table. I was working with Prince Pizza, right where the police, the knockers of Jersey City, go eat their pizza or chat in their face. I'm collecting unemployment and working under the table, and they knew all that stuff because I used to tell their friends the owner of the restaurant and the people that working with, they always have conversation with them. So I know they already know who I am. So it was question that asked about me, I believe. So they already know I was collecting unemployment and working under the table. That's another crime I committed in their face, right there in their face. And after a while, I think I got another job at Red something, another restaurant, and I flipped a little bit, so I went for Social Security. So in order to collect Social Security, me, somebody from the island, I had to work for that money. Almost $1,000 a month I was collecting Social Security. I'm approved for Social Security. So that show you how much I worked in my life. I used to work 3 jobs. I used to work overtime, all that stuff. But the money never enough. So I had to hustle to keep up with my habits, my dress code, because I'm a well dressed man, and I always got to keep up with what's going on in the hood as for dress code. I'm one person, even if I'm broke in the hood with a penny in my pocket, people think I'm rich. So, and then I still keep a job. I keep, even though I was working, I work under the table where I could also make extra money, where I don't have to have um relapse on going back in the hood selling drugs again. So I was trying to make end meet, and my wife was on Social Security at that time. So I was the breadwinner there. So I was collecting Social Security, unemployment, and working under the table. While I was at Prince Pizza, in their face, they didn't do nothing to me. They let me ride. And they always act like they want to lock me up. They had plenty of chance. I committed plenty of crimes. And I don't know what else crime to admit to show you're some uneducated law enforcement in America, you know, and y'all couldn't do nothing to me. Y'all had to deport me for a petty crime, trying to start a war between the island boys and the American boys. And I believe I'm done with my crimes, and don't need evidence that I left to show the boys in blue that I ain't the one to mess with. You know, um I used to live 574 Belmont, my last resident. I think apartment 20. If you go right where you walk in the kitchen, where you plug at, I made a hole through the wall to stash my drugs. It's a 22, a bullet there. If you really check, there's a bullet there. It wasn't no game.